Genesis 12, 1-3 go like this. Now the Lord had said unto Abram, Get thee out of thy country, and from thy kindred, and from thy father's house, unto a land that I will show thee. And I will make of thee a great nation, and I will bless thee, and make thy name great, and thou shalt be a blessing. And I will bless them that bless thee, and curse him that curseth thee. And in thee shall all families of the earth be blessed. Now, what had been brought about in the land of Babylon, was a religion counterfeit to the true worship of God. By the way, if you would please, if you watch this video, please click like and subscribe or follow and share the video with someone else. Save it to favorites, watch it again, repost it, and feel free to make comments. It was not long after men and women left the Ark of Noah that this began. What I said in my comments on chapter 4, verse 16 bears repeating a little at this point. From Cain's time, the ancient city had become a religious entity, a type of church, started all at once with invited families who would share in the same worship and the same gods, as can be seen in Plutarch's Lives of Illustrious Men. Although the individual family would have its own singular worship and gods, which represented their lars familiaris, or familiar spirits. See Leviticus 20, verse 27, the guiding divinities of ancestors dead. It is likely that Cain's false religion was carried on through this city, or through his city, and it is possible and likely that Shem, Ham, and Japheth would be worshipped as venerable ancestors in different names under the confusion of languages long after their death. In addition, each home in the ancient world was to have a sacred flame, which was the religious center of the home and must not be permitted to go out. This eternal flame, like the lamp in the tabernacle in Exodus 27:20, must never go out. This was a counterfeit city in the ancient world, a city of man's creation, man's poor attempt to replace what God intended. Cain's false religion, which infected the rest of human history after the flood, began to be expressed by his brethren in his city. Enoch and the eventual religion of the city-states of Canaan, Greece, and the worship of Rome and India would have begun there, reinforced by Babylon after the flood. The king in an ancient city was also the high priest who offered up sacrifices and was the highest religious authority. This is evident in a number of ancient writers such as Aristotle, Euripides, and Demosthenes. Sometimes there were two kings, the most famous example being Sparta of Greece, or the two consuls of Rome, and we will see later, perhaps in ancient Canaan. This is the world that Abram moved and lived in, a world awash in everyday religious ritual, a world that had no problem believing in a distant God, the Creator, but also a whole pantheon of gods that were much closer to him and had much more of a role in his daily home life. Every man or group of men desired to have a personal God, it would seem, to make up for the lost relationship with their Creator, which their ancestors had willfully eliminated in disobedience. Perhaps also this worship of gods represented the power of the sons of God, lowercase s, who had come to earth, mated with women, and produced giants, the mighty men of renown worshipped in deities, whose presence on earth had been remembered and spoken of by Noah and his 3 sons and their wives. Some things to note about the ancient world include that from this earliest time, human relationships, such as a family, were a religion symbolized by the meal they would take together. Also in their minds, all authority must have some connection with this religion. Law was just another part of religion. In addition, it should be noted that 2 cities were religious associations that did not share the same gods. When war was made, it would be made not only against the soldiers, men and women, and children of a city, but against its crops, its slaves, its gods. Here is the reason for the family leaving Ur. Abram is commanded to do something very brave, to leave the protective confines of the gods of the hearth, of the family, where the dead were worshipped, where the eldest son had no choice but to inherit his father's property and his gods, and the father and the son were joint owners of what the father possessed. Here now, God calls Abram to come away, not only from a city, from an entire worldview, to renew the relationship with the one who created him, something lost to mankind as the darkness spread to every corner where men and women had been scattered. He is called to obey God, to leave the world while living in it. He promises to make of Abram a great people, and that he will be a blessing to the entire world. Those who curse him, God will curse, and those that bless him, God will bless. Now begins a process of God turning mankind back to himself. He will use Abram as the conduit through which this blessing will pass. Abram's journey out of Ur does not end in Haran. So I hope that you'll open your Bible today, let God speak to you through his words. Study your Bible, cross-reference the verses. Before you do either one, pray to God for wisdom and understanding and share your interpretation with someone else. Now, I look forward to what you have to say, to your comments. You can purchase my comments on Amazon in Kindle or paperback form. Read them on my blog. I'll post the links below. So I look forward to doing this, and I thank you for watching and listening to this video.